My name is Mathieu. I'm the Global Travel Retail Director at ELBA Group. Today we will talk about sustainability, how ELBA is creating new cutting-edge responsible models. Because the integration of social and environmental issues into the retail industry is no longer a peripheral question, but a systemic question. So I have a small video now that will introduce you the manifesto of the ELBA Group.
We are an ecosystem of designers of aesthetics and technical feat, developers of more environment-friendly solutions, passionate of minute details and big ideas, in a relentless quest for excellence and improvement. We champion a citizen vision, value diversity, the sharing of know-hows and of an emotional intelligence. We are rethinking relationships that bind us to our partners, clients, and collaborators to altogether bring to life objects, places, and experiences that sensitize to the challenges of our time and evoke emotion. As pragmatic optimists, we aim to be a force for progress, taking action to inspire the transformation of our living connection and create a positive impact.
So we are the crafters of change. So the ELBA Group was founded 18 years ago. So now we are at the majority, and it was a time for change because the planet is needing it. So in total, we have a total of 16 subsidiaries, and we cover 36 countries. We have 54 professions and skills internally, and last year we reached 72 million euro turnover, thanks to our 300 dedicated employees. So we have a 360 offer. So our background is coming from the manufacturing, and Thibaut, the founder here, created this company with manufacturing the POSM materials, the POS material for the luxury stores, luxury brands, and we needed to change the guideline we received from the brands, so we went upstream with key acquisition to start from the strategy, create the new brand guideline to let us build in a sustainable way. So we have integrated a foresight consultancy service, non-environmental office, design and creation agency, a total of 60,000 square meters of production facilities all around the world, an art and craft workshop of excellence in Paris that create all the big masterpieces for the luxury brands, and also an international deployment service. So this allows us to cover almost all regions apart from South America. We have our own factories in Paris, and under contract, partnership contract, we have key associates to cover all the key airports around the world. So now we're going to play a little game to introduce you our innovation. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, don't worry, only 3. The first one is about the CO2 emission. Do you know what are the top 3 CO2 factors when we do an HPP activation? Don't worry, I have the answer. So the top 3 factors, the first one is the materials. So the material acquisition before the production, which is only 30%, and before the transportation, because in our mind, generally, a lot of the carbon emission is due to the cars and the transportation, but in our business, it's nothing. This example calculation is about this pop-up we did in Paris Charles de Gaulle. So of course, our factory is closed, but you will see that it's not evolving so much. So the first lesson is the most important is the choice of material, which is the main factor on the impact for carbon reduction. Second question, what is the impact of production location? Because we mentioned we produced in Paris, but depending on the country, you produce your piece of furniture, it has a huge impact. For example, France is a very green country, so the mix of energy is very low thanks to the nuclear power. This is another debate, but this is very clean in terms of CO2 emission. When you go to Poland, the gap is 18 times different. And you see the key countries around the world, and it's different everywhere. So when you think about your sustainable strategy, when you implement your store, the choice of production location is very important. So that's the lesson 2. The energy mix of the country of production is a fundamental factor. It could change times 3, and the production part could exceed 90%, when we saw it was only 30%. Question 3 is more about social, about the consumer, your clients. What percentage of consumers are prepared to question their relationship with brand that is not truly committed? We hear more and more about green bashing. It is a growing matter for the consumer. A guess on the percentage? 29? A bit more? 44. That was in 2022, so I'm sure it exceeds the 50% as we talk now. So 44% of the consumer are likely to change for a brand with a clear commitment to sustainability. So this is a good introduction on why we innovated at ELBA Group to present you a first way of reducing the carbon emission. Instead of producing, it's obvious it's not producing. So when you produce a retail store, a new concept for a gondola, you always go into batches of prototyping. So we created the concept of virtual prototyping. So you see this technology with the headset. So we created this virtual prototyping, so you can, even with the handle, check the height of the drawer, everything, as big as an entire flagship store with a few thousand square meters. Last month, we had the honor to put the headset on Delphine Arnault, the son of Bernard Arnault, to validate the latest Dior flagship boutique. And she said that she wants to validate all the new boutique with this technology. This is also, so this was an internal validation process, but this is also a sales tool. Some brands are asking us to use this technology to present it to the retailers. So the brands for important store are presenting their new flagship with this technology. But at some point we still have to design and produce some stores. But before setting KPIs and a target objective of carbon emission reduction, we need to put a system and a process in place. Upstream, before thinking about the project, I mean, when we are designing it, we call it the eco scoring. So when you are designing your project, we offer this new tool where the designer, it could be our designer, but the designer of the brands, with this open book tool, and they will assess their project, the way they design it, and this will give a score from A to E. So this is before launching the project, but this gives a rating, so we can assess how to improve in the future. And now we have, because we are builders also, we are makers, so we created a eco rollout dashboard where we follow for all the brand, all the projects we build when we arrive at the stage of technical drawing. So we assess all the CO2 emission of every single project we install for the brands. So we divided into three areas. So you understood, thanks to the question, the three levels of improvement. So the first part is on the material acquisition, the second part is on the production, and the last part is about the transport. So we can monitor per type of brand, per type of category of project, and we have a monthly meeting with the brand so we can monitor if we succeed to achieve the objective we set up. And that's about it for us today. Thank you so much.